when I think about what it means to be a good teacher, I think everyone thinks about the teachers which have impacted them. And the ones which really reside in my memory are the ones that created problems or programs where they didn't know the right answers. It created a sense of excitement, it created a kind of a tension and energy. My teaching philosophy is very much about framing an opportunity for students to work on real life problems, on complex ones without clear answers, and working together with students. Rather than doing a studio, we brought them to an existing situation that needed housing, which is a rural village in Guangzhou province.
We often learn about gathering space or even topography. However, we never have the experience to experience it personally. So the fact that we're able to be here in a very nature, a really landscape project, I believe that we have gained a lot of real-life experience of what it is really to be part of the nature and to experience it.
廚房啊嗰啲都喺晒自己間屋嗰度，就好少同鄰居。
You can experience the atmosphere and have a true feeling of what is going on in the society and in the community. Instead of just reading from the books, that we get theoretical knowledge that is incomparable to such kind of experience.
Well, after visiting the village and meet the villagers, I think what architecture means is the basic relationship between people and the building, and how the villagers live in the environment which can provide their basic needs.
We're here actually talking with the villagers and getting to know what they really want for their residential houses. I think as a would-be architect, it's quite a very precious experience for us, because it might be a practice for the future communication with our client, and also getting to know all the things, touching them and feeling them ourselves, and taking our own photos is really precious.
Students engage directly with villagers in terms of finding out what they needed in their new house. And so the students, they each had their own site, they each had their own problem. Now, it's obviously not built, but it was really about taking the real-life conditions of this situation in China and bringing it into the studio and applying it. I think it's much more exciting, it's much more stimulating for teachers and students. I think that's also very important, that teachers are invested and interested in a problem.
After I went to the trip, I become more curious on finding out how people live in a house. And then I realized that design is not just about making a physical building, it's also about how you design a living style, how your design can inform people's living. This is really personal.
What we have done at Hong Kong U is to, rather than conventionally thinking of experiential learning, we've taken this pyramid of knowledge and we've kind of turned it upside down. We've, introduced the idea of a real project right at the very beginning, so that as their work becomes more theoretical, as they develop their own ideas later on, they already have a very concrete, solid notion of what it means to build architecture. I think the school has a responsibility to teach things which don't exist. It's the kind of disciplinary ethos, the social contract of architecture, how this discipline serves society. That's equally important.